It's been forever.
Welcome back to It's Been Forever podcast. My name is Casey.
I'm Kiara.
And I'm Meredith.
Why is it?
Did you forget the alphabet?
I did. I did a little bit. I know we say alphabet and yeah.
It's
Sorry. I'm second.
Well, welcome back, you guys. So it is the 13th of November. So officially we are together.
Yay! Oh my gosh.
We're in
together
person right
you
now.
guys. So
Yeah.
we are not currently together as we're recording this, but know that when you are listening to this, we are footloose and fancy free in Denver, having the
Footloose and
time of our
fancy
lives.
free.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
I don't know. Have you never heard that before?
No, but I
No.
liked
Oh,
it.
yeah, it's totally a thing. Footloose and fancy free.
That's so cute.
Yeah, we're in Denver. We're living it up. Aren't we having so much fun?
Guys,
We're
we're having
guys-
an absolute ball.
We're literally having so much fun. We're meeting
gosh.
each other's babies.
Yeah.
I have no babies, but I'm meeting
Watch
your babies.
one of us got in a car crash or something
Oh
on the way there, and we didn't even get there.
That's
Can we actually not say that?
terrible.
Also,
Not
you would be the
Not
one
car-
in that
Yeah, I
crash.
know. You're the
because
only
we're
one in
not
a car
dri-
accident.
Oh, you're right.
We're flying.
I hate
right, you're
that.
right.
No, we're living it up. We're
VK.
just enjoying our first night.
Probably.
It'll be the nighttime, really late evening till we are all
Till we
together,
get there, yeah.
and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
So we just have some random thoughts today that we just want to share with you guys before we are officially together to do a podcast together live in the same room. I just
Yeah.
can't even believe that.
I know.
so excited.
But we're
pumped.
just excited.
No, we're footloose and fancy free.
We're footloose and
Yeah.
fancy free.
Duh. We're Footloose and Fancy Feast.
Like the cat food.
Fancy feast.
Meow, 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 meow.
Well, I do have a funny little story that
Oh, please.
I think you guys will enjoy. Listeners, if you've been on the journey, you know that. I mean, I'm not honestly really in the date. I'm not going on dates, but I have a fun story about a guy that I think everyone will get a kick out of. Because it's just, honestly, this story will go down in history of most bizarre meetups.
And just a reminder, we are still taking applications for
Great.
Kiara.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
reminder. This one was this was not an application. It was a it was just a sidebar moment in time. So to set the stage, I'm in Richmond for one of my elementary, middle school best friend's wedding. And weddings naturally too, especially when you're in a wedding and some of the groomsmen are single, you're single, it just is like a vibe
Yeah.
off the bat for no reason.
It's like a camp romance.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Kind of is. You're kind of checking everybody out just
Yes.
unintentionally. Well,
Totally.
of the girls, there was only 2 of us that were single, and then there were I think also 2 single guys. And one of them, we're at the rehearsal, and one of them walks in really late, 20 minutes into the rehearsal, and it's this big tall guy, and he walks in, kind of is owning the stage. But I'm like, huh, okay. His presence is kind of attractive. I like his energy.
Mhm.
Naturally, I look at him. I think he's cute. So I'm like, this is great. And when you can just kind of you're kind of tracking somebody out of the corner of your eye, but they kind of are also looking at you. It was kind of
Totally.
one of those.
Totally.
This was a mutual infatuation. Anyways, the dinner comes. We happen to sit beside each other. It was not
Oh my
planned.
gosh, how did that happen?
I know, crazy. But I genuinely, me and the other girl came in late, but we said that we were gonna split up because we're both talkers, so that we would not carry the conversation in the tables, but kind of help out
Yeah.
the other tables.
You're the
in a way.
social lubricant.
Gross.
That's what you are.
I don't like that.
That's what you are.
I don't want to take that on, but thank you.
I denounce that in Jesus' name.
Yeah, in Jesus' name. But anyways, I was like, you know what, this will be great. So I ended up sitting next to the guy, and her parents are there at the table. I'm trying to talk to them, but then I'm also kind of interested in talking to this person. So it's kind of a both and. Well, I start talking to him, and turns out he loves Jesus. He lives in Ohio. He is in medical school, wants to be a doctor. He's tall, black, handsome, gorgeous, like pretty much like on paper, my ideal
Everything you
type.
want. Yeah.
Everything I
Mhm.
could want. He's also like my age, 28. So just all the things were aligning. So we had a good
You're
conversation.
29.
I know, now I'm 29. So now you're right. You're right. Thank you. Now I'm just he's just too young for me. Actually, that's what should have done it. Sorry, I only date 29 plus. Anyways, we're vibing, having a good time. After the dinner, me and like some of the bridesmaids are like wanting to like take pictures. We think we're cute, whatever. Well, we ask him, we're like, Michael, like, will you come and like take our picture? And so he did. He also says at this point that he used to be a photographer. And so we're like, okay, his pictures are going to be bomb. But you know when you can tell from the angle that someone's doing it, it's going to be
It's not
so
good.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just knew, but I'm like, you know what? We're going to ride this wave. Looked at them, atrocious.
Atrocious. Didn't post
It's like
one
when
of them.
Bryce takes pictures.
mm.
Don't
Mhm.
ask him
Like,
to take
like
pictures.
the angle from like
by
the
the way.
top down, and you're like, I look wider than I am. Can you
Yeah.
please just
Just do
help
straight
help
on,
me
please.
out? It's
Yep,
fine.
That's
Mhm.
bad.
Anyway, and so kind of as a joke, I was like, well, I'll take some pictures of, of you, because it was just like I was feeling it, and it was
Banter,
funny.
yeah.
So took some
Yeah.
pictures. Great. Next day rolls around. So this is really in the wedding when we're walking down the aisle. They got married in the chapel. Is like kind of like when we saw like him again and like all the guys, because they didn't do first look anything. The first time they saw each other was like walking down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a pretty like it was a pretty chill reception. So we obviously are not really like communicating during the wedding, but like kind of eyes every once in a while. And then the reception rolls around, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, Kiki, like let me get your number so that I can like get those pictures from you." I'm like, "Okay."
Smooth. Smooth.
Sly.
Smooth.
Mhm.
As I'm like barbecue in hand, but I'm like, "Okay, yeah."
Sauce dripping.
Yeah, seriously. I'm like, if you're attracted to this, I'm like, that will say something.
Mhm.
So give him my number, send him the photos. And, we're kind of like a little texting here and there. And then at one point, they had a dance floor, but it was really just like her and her dad, and then him and his mom. So it wasn't like everyone was dancing at all. But
Mhm.
apparently he didn't know that, because he came up to the photographer and he was like, hey, can you like, when we dance later, like, can you get some like candid shots of like Kiki and I dancing on the dance floor?
Oh my gosh.
I
That's
know.
funny.
Which in the moment I was like, that's funny. Later, the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, that's actually kind of weird. I don't know you. And like, why?
That's
You got
actually
wrapped
Like,
up.
what, like,
You
what
got
are you
caught
going
up.
to
You
do?
got caught
Yeah.
up.
I got
Camp
caught up.
romance.
Correct. I was like, what are you going to actually do with these? Anyways, this whole time, me and I know two of the bridesmaids. The one I don't know at all. And the one that didn't know was like, he is a little full of himself, which I could kind of feel from just like conversation. Was just like, okay, he loves himself, and he like knows he's hot, and that
Mm.
automatically notches men down in my book. I'm like, I want you to be humble, and he didn't have that quality, it felt like. So anyways, the wedding comes and goes. That's kind of it. The next day, we don't really like see each other. I gave him my number. That was kind of like the end of that. But the next day I'm kind of exploring Richmond just on my own before I drive back to Charlotte. And then we all like follow everybody in the bridal party like on Instagram. And I see that this man posts the picture that I took of him. Which honestly, pretty good picture.
It was.
And
I
he
saw
did,
it. And it was good.
thank you. And he did say he liked it too. Well, this man posted it on his actual grid, like his like not even a story or anything. And he said there was a beautiful view on the other side. And the
Stop.
picture is kind of him like
Mm.
looking over his shoulder a little bit. And
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
kid you not, you know that feeling when you're just like, oh my god, like giddy, but like what? But like
Giddy,
nervous,
Yeah.
but like
kicking your
Ugh.
feet.
mm-hmm,
That's
Yeah.
so
mhm.
fun.
So fun.
So fun. And I was on my own too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to text the other two. I'm gonna
Right.
screenshot this. And it was a
Right.
whole big thing, and it was just funny because I'm like, I know that he's talking about me. This is crazy. So that was the first thing that happened. That was just like,
Did you like the
oh my
Instagram
gosh.
post? When you
I
saw
did.
it?
I didn't comment. I felt like that was gonna be a little
No,
bold.
you didn't need to comment. You didn't need to comment. I like
Didn't
that
need
choice.
to comment. The other thing too was his grid at that point were 3 black and white pictures of himself, and then this one was like full color. So I'm like, he broke up the vibe of the grid for this. Interesting.
I was gonna ask
interesting.
how many pictures were on his grid. If he's like has like 500 posts,
Right.
it's not really that big a deal.
Right.
But if it's like
this was the 4th at the
three,
time.
Wow.
yeah, that's
Mhm,
kind of saying something.
He he wanted a statement to be made, and it
Yes.
was. So I'm texting the friends and we're like freaking out. Anyways, we're kind of texting back and forth, and he's like, "Well, I would love to hop on the phone to like have a chat." And I was like, "Okay." So one night we talked on the phone for like 2 hours, and it was really good conversation, just like fun. Like he was really interested in just where I work and my story and testimony and my relationship with the Lord and all that. So that was like kind of just fun and different. Um but then the end of the conversation came, and he said, "Kiki, I have to tell you something before we go."
Uh-oh.
I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "I just have to tell you, like, when I first saw you, I was just so spiritually attracted to you." And I said, "Oh,
Flag.
okay." And at that very moment, I knew I was going to put this man on speaker and type out everything that he was saying, because I
Shut
was like, I need to
That
remember
is
this,
chaotic
because this
and
is
amazing.
so
chaotic.
funny.
And thank you. Both
It's perfect.
words I would also use to describe that moment.
Yes.
He's just talking about, I just want you to know, like, yeah, I was just so spiritually attracted to you. Like, I just knew that something in our spirits, we were going to be in each other's lives
I'm just
forever.
picturing on his end, he's hearing
Yeah.
through the phone. Like,
He's
is she
like,
typing
"What
a
is
blog
that?" Yeah.
post? What's going on?
That's actually
That's
so
so
funny. I'd
funny.
never even thought about that.
Because we
He's
know
probably
you're
so-
not gentle. You're smashing them
No,
No, and
I'm
your nails
smashing
are
those
clicky
key.
clacky, clicky
Yep,
clacky.
yeah,
clacky.
that's so funny, and honestly, probably so true. But this man, I think, was oblivious, because he just went on. He just went on, and he's like, "Well, you're really beautiful too, but I just like know in my spirit we're gonna be like, I knew I'm supposed to like meet you." Like he didn't say like be with you, but he was just like, I knew
Yeah.
that blah 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 blah. And I was like, interesting. I'm like, that's not
Hmm.
really what I felt, and I was like, there was some like intrigue, but I
Yeah.
wasn't like, my spirit is aligning with your spirit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anyways, end of that conversation. The next week rolls by, and he's like, "Well, I want to come out and visit you and take you out on a date." So we're texting about TV shows randomly. And he's like, "Listen, if you guess any genre that I like in my top 3 correct, I'm going to buy a ticket and fly out middle of September." So we met like middle of August. So this would have been a couple weeks after. And I'm like, bet, let's do it. So I guess that this man enjoys anime. And I literally was like, just one anime, so confident. And he did like write it down before and screenshotted it, like timestamped it, so he knew he wasn't just like, I knew he wasn't just saying
Yeah.
yes to anything.
Yep.
And I kid you not, it was just so funny. He sent back, he was like, "Shut up," all caps. He's like, "Are you a prophetess?" He was like, "How do you prophetess?
You're like,
Please.
why can
How
you
did you
sense that
know?"
in your spirit?
I was so anime, and I was like, "You're not that hard to read." And he's like, "No, I'm so I think he was so like mad that I figured it out, because he's like, "I'm so mysterious. Like
That's so
no one
ick.
ever gets that right." And I was like, "Well, no, I got it. Like, what do you think?
You're easy read, bro.
You're an
Oh my
easy read. Like, I'm
gosh.
just like trying to humble you." And he's like, "No, I'm just know that I'm like so hard to read and mysterious and blah blah blah." Anyways, it was really funny, and we talked about him coming out, but the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, this is a fun story, but I know in my spirit,
In
it's
your
a
spirit?
no. In my
In
spirit,
my heart of hearts.
in my heart of hearts, I'm not attracted to this
No.
somehow. And I think it's just like he came off very like, I love the boldness and the confidence, but it was high on the arrogance and the
It
like.
feels
Mm.
narcissistic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's
there's
I
a
some
would
good.
say so
There has to
too.
be a good blend, like between being bold and being humble.
Yeah,
And not like fake humble.
Yeah,
correct.
because we
Yeah,
can see right
correct.
through that. So if you are
Yes.
considering reaching out to Kiara, sliding into her DMs, just take note of
Yes.
this story.
Please,
Of the
just
things
be
that she
humble.
doesn't.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's what I want. I think too, like my radar for like BS is just higher with like
Yeah.
the last couple of people that I've like been, not my most recent ex, but like people before that. I'm like, okay, I kind of have learned to like to gauge. And I'm like, I could indulge in this and it would be a good story again. If he would have came and we did go out on a date, it would have been a good story. But I'm like, I don't want it to just be a good story. Like, I actually want to find something of substance. So I was actually really proud of myself for ending that. I sent him a voice memo kind of just explaining, like, I'm not interested in moving forward, really. And he sent back, like, no worries. Like, thank you so much for, like, being honest and letting me know.
Aw.
And that was literally it. That was our last conversation. And so I'm glad that I was able to, like, be upfront and honest too,
Yeah.
because again, 2 year ago me, I probably would have like just like been like, yes, come out, we can hang out, whatever, see where the weekend takes us. But like, I'm like, I don't really want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it just for the plot. It's good story,
Totally.
but I don't want to
Yeah.
also like
Yeah.
hurt somebody else in the process if I'm
Yeah.
just like already
Yeah.
know it's a no.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's the update on my I'm not really like dating, or like no one's really come up and asked me out. But like that in that moment I was like, "Oh wow, I kind of still got it." Like it was my first
Oh,
time since
yeah,
my
you do.
breakup. I was like, "Okay. Someone thinks I'm cute. They want to come out and take me on a date. I can flirt. I still got it. I still got
Oh,
the
yeah.
banter."
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a fun little reminder for me. So I love a good story like that. And honestly, the whole weekend was just like, it was fun because of the wedding, first of all, but then also that scenario was just like
Mhm.
the talk of the town. You know, I was just like,
Yeah.
how can we not just lean into
It's
the
kind of
story? So
wild.
I
I
know.
remember when you were telling the story to us, and we were getting updates, like kind of more like on
Yeah.
an hourly basis. I was just listening to your video in like awe. Like I was sitting on the bed kicking my feet. Like I was so in it with you.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Like
oh my
I
giddy.
gosh.
know.
Yes, I was giddy. I was giddy.
I was
and,
giddy too.
and then it
I,
got
on the
weird.
other hand,
but
was kind of.
I think I got weird.
oh yeah, you were not
I
on.
was.
You were
I
not
was
on
not
board.
into it. I was yucking your
Mhm.
yum so hard.
Yeah, which
Anytime
is good because
I just have such like triggers around the like spiritual aspect of it. Like
I
leave
know.
that out of the flirting.
Right.
Once you
Yeah.
bring that in, it like all gets really muddy and gray and like, well, is this what God wants?
No,
Like,
but God
Right.
told me, you
the
guys. God
spirit is
told
telling
me.
me to do that. We're supposed. That just gets so icky and confusing.
It does.
Right.
It does.
You
Or
know?
when people use it as an excuse, like, hey, God is telling me that I shouldn't be dating anyone
God
right
is telling
now.
me that I should
Right.
actually date this other
Go
girlfriend.
away. Yeah.
And I've had that before, and I think that's
Yep.
also why I know, and I know you have too.
Yes.
Just like I don't want to use the spiritual realm as a manipulation tactic into
Totally.
getting what you want out of
Yeah.
somebody. And I'm not even saying that was 100% what happened, but I would say on initial conversation saying like in my spirit, I knew that we were going to like be like connected. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know that because I don't know you also. Like I can think you're cute from afar and enjoy conversation and feel like we have a good vibe, but I'm not thinking like something
There's
in my
so much
spirit
more to
is
consider.
Yeah.
there's so much more to consider. And also I'm not even considering that because I feel like you actually have this like alpha king mentality. You think you're high and mighty, and something in my spirit doesn't like that because I don't want to at the end of the day entertain even a potential relationship with somebody
Yeah.
that is like, this is who I am and I have all this stuff and you better just like be on board with this, pretty much. Like that's kind of how it felt. And that was even in the first only couple weeks of chatting with him. I kind of
Mhm.
got that sense. So all in all, like I'm glad that my radar was up, and I'm glad even talking to you because
Totally.
I didn't even like think I was like the spiritual realm. I'm like, yeah, that's weird. But when you were like, no,
Yeah,
I was
no,
like, you're right. This
I was
is
kind of
weird
like
that he
hard
brought that up.
icky. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And it was, and
Yeah.
he is. But I wish him the best of luck. But I ain't it. But it was a good little romance.
Fun little thing.
And that's my story.
Thanks for
I
sharing,
like it.
Mikey.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. You guys have any fun little life updates? How are your babies?
My baby is good. She's just starting to get a little bit of a personality, and she just decides that she likes things versus not liking things.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, what do you know about liking things and not liking things?
How dare you have a preference?
How dare you
How
have a
dare
preference?
you?
Also, like, just do what I say and do what I want
Yeah.
you to do. But she doesn't. Which, should I expect anything different? No.
She is your daughter.
She's my daughter. I don't know, Mare. Do you feel like that too?
Totally. Yeah. Even today, she has this one little elephant teether that she loves, like a teething ring that she'll chew on, and she threw it, and she was sitting up, and she threw it, and I handed her like another toy, and she put that one down and like was trying to reach for the elephant
That
one
is
that was
so
like
funny.
across the floor. I'm like, there's no
Mhm.
way you can even get like things like that where I'm like,
Mhm.
how do you even know? Like
That
you're
that
just
one's
this little
better.
bean, but yeah, you're starting to have preferences like that, which is it's kind of fun.
It is
But
fun.
she's also in the throwy stage, and we've started doing foods in like a high chair,
Oh,
which is kind of
that's
fun.
huge.
But so she'll like I'll like preload her spoon, and she'll like gnaw on it and suck on it, and then she'll chuck the spoon away a little
Mhm.
bit. Which is just a fun little addition. Finn loves it. Are
I'm
you taking
sure.
him away from me? He was so cuddly on me though. I can bring him to bed.
Finn
Don't
was
get
just,
married, guys.
Finn
He
was
just
just
stole
taken away
Finn
from
right off my lap.
He
that
kidnapped
was so
him.
mean. I saw
That
that.
was really
in the
mean. I even
frame.
moved the camera down so you could see him because he was so
I
cute.
know.
I know.
I
It was
saw
really cute.
that.
I was actually really into it.
Why did he take him?
Because he likes to cuddle with him in bed.
That's so mean.
More than you.
Yeah, sucks. Anyways, so that's where we're at, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Little baby personality.
I know. It is really wild that they just it's like when you're pregnant, you feel like you're pregnant forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, not you, but like, you know what I mean? Maybe if you've ever
Yeah.
been pregnant.
Yeah.
And then when they're born, it goes like lightning fast. And you think, wow, at this point in my pregnancy, you were this big, but now
Yeah.
you're this big on this end. And it just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Like we would be entering our third trimester here
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah. And
Which
I'm
is
like,
crazy.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like Lainey's
yeah.
gonna be 6 months on the 9th, which is like this week.
Oh my gosh.
Which is just crazy to me. I don't know. It's just insane.
Yeah.
6 months
Yeah,
already.
she's halfway to a year. We're halfway there.
That's actually wild. Is time
is
like as a
wild.
parent now that you're parents like is it actually as like warped and like sped up
Yeah.
as people
Yep.
say it
The
is?
phrase like it's so cliche and everyone says it, but like days crawl, like weeks fly. Like the days
Mm.
feel really slow, but it all goes by so fast. Like I look back and I'm like,
does.
oh my gosh, like I started doing that like 1 second every day app.
Mhm.
I did
Oh,
that.
yeah,
I've been
I've heard
trying to
that.
do that for like her first year. And looking back on some of those videos from like June, I'm like, oh my gosh, how was that not like 2 weeks ago? Like she was so little and now she's so big. She's like starting to try
Mhm.
and sit on her own. The other day, she was on her tummy for tummy time, and I looked and she was up on her knees.
Oh.
It didn't last long. She was down, but I was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, she's gonna be crawling here soon. Like then it feels
my
like once your baby
gosh.
crawls, it's like, oh, you're not a baby anymore.
You're not a baby.
No,
You're an adult, basically.
yeah, which is insane.
They're going to college at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. She's gonna go drive.
Yeah. And
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a weird thought. Like your
think that
kids are one day
others-
going to drive a car.
No,
Let's
she's
not
not.
get
That's
ahead of
crazy.
ourselves.
Sorry.
guys.
Okay, sorry.
I think what I hate the most is all the cliches that people said are so true.
I know it sucks.
I hate that part.
Of like what?
Like,
So
soak it
when we're
all
pregnant,
in.
that's when people are like, it's so worth it, and you want to strangle their neck.
Yeah,
But then they get there, and you're like, dang it,
it was.
it was worth it.
Or
And
the
then
like,
they say, oh, it goes so fast, and you're like, whatever. And in the middle of the night, you're like, this isn't going fast enough because I'm so tired. But now it's not like that anymore. And you just look at your baby and they look back at you like consciously, like they know that you looked at them. So then they look at you and then they like
Yeah.
smile at you and you're like, how do you even know to do that?
totally.
How do you even
That's
know?
the thing about babies is like there's no performance mentality in them at all. They're smiling not because it's polite, but because they love you and they're so psyched to see you.
Yeah. Like every
know?
morning
So
she's like,
cute.
yeah, let's do
Yeah.
this another day. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
What's
So
been like?
it's wild.
What's been like one of the most surprising things about motherhood?
Hmm. I think I'm surprised by how much I love to just spend time with her.
Mm.
I honestly thought I was going to be, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, as you guys know.
Woo-woo.
I thought that I would go insane. I thought there was going to be some days that I would just be like, I can't handle you. There has
Yeah.
never been a day that I don't want to spend every second of the day with her.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
That's really
crazy because I just like she is my other favorite thing is she's an extension of Bryce and an extension of me. And I love Bryce, obviously. He's my best friend. And
Dang it.
she's I know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
excuse you?
Sorry, guys.
You misspoke.
And then she's a part of me, which like obviously I like me. I don't know. I like myself. and and it's just
We get it. You're obsessed with yourself.
I'm obsessed and I just get to hang out with myself and Bryce all day long
Oh,
in her little form. And she thinks I'm the coolest person. Like everything I do, she just stares at me and she just like is amazed by me. And I'm like, why? What did I do? I didn't do
Yeah.
anything. And I remember my mom told me, she's like, they're going to think you're the best person in the world. Your kids are just going to like be obsessed with you and it won't make any sense, but they're just going to love you. And I was like, okay. But like until you experience that like love coming towards you for literally just looking at them, literally, you don't get it. And you're like, I don't deserve you. Your precious little face and your precious little just preciousness. But yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's so
I just
sweet.
I don't get sick
No,
of her.
I love that.
I get
Yeah.
annoyed. I get annoyed at times, but I'm never like,
Or like it'd be nice
can't handle
to
you.
like put her down and like get something done.
Yeah.
You know? But it's not like like it's always like, oh no, but this is what's more important. And I love you and I want to spend time with you.
Absolutely. I feel zero guilt for not getting something done because I spent time with her.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's really sweet, Case.
That is
I
sweet.
love that.
Thank you.
I think for me, something that's surprising to me is like how it's like seeped into every aspect of my life, how like emotional I am now. Or like
Come on, talk about it.
like even or like movies that I watch. It like has changed my perspective on things.
Yeah.
Or like the like fear too is super real. Like I was holding her the other night after I did like a dream feed, which is when you like a couple hours after you put them to bed. If they're like Lainey's early to bed, she usually is in bed by like 7 o'clock. So then at like 10 o'clock, I'll go in and I'll nurse her before I go to bed, and she usually sleeps through it. And when I like rock her and like try and burp her, then she's just like asleep on my chest. And I love that time of just like holding her and she's asleep. And I just I can't help but think about like third world countries or like countries that like have war or like active war territories. And like, oh my gosh, if like there was a fear of losing her or like the other day we watched the movie Coco, which is such a good movie.
It's a good movie.
But like the end of the movie is like this the guy Hector is like dying because his daughter is, so he's dead. It's confusing. The premise is confusing. But anyways,
if you've seen it,
you know. But his daughter is an old woman now and she's dying and she's forgetting him, and so then his like spirit is dying.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so, and like he was just like crying, like of like, I just don't want her to forget me, and I don't know. And then think about like her dying, and I don't know. So it like we watched it at like a church event, and I was like, I can't start weeping here in front of other people. Like I'm gonna start sobbing. Or even we started watching Lost. Noah and I did.
Oh yeah.
And she gives birth on the freaking island.
Oh no, I haven't got that far yet.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry.
it's okay. We're only on episode like 4. But even just thinking about like,
Oh.
oh my gosh, what if you're in a plane crash with her? Like,
Yeah.
what if I was
Oh.
on that island with her and there's no food? Like that type of thing. Like
Mhm.
the emotion is surprising, but the
Mm.
fear that I have of like, I have to protect her at all costs. It's like so primal, and I've never felt this way about anything before, to the point of like I almost
That's so
feel
interesting.
crazy, if that makes any sense.
I mean, I'm not a mom, but I hear what you're saying, and it even brings me back to like things like our moms have probably said of us, or like how hard
Like
even it
you'll
would have
get
been
it when
to
you're a
like
mom.
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
But even like, oh, a mother's like our fear like never goes away. Like we're always worried. I'm like, what are you worried about? They're like, we're just always worried.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
worried though, I think kind of along those lines of like worried about your safety or about your
Yeah.
well being. Always worried
We want
for
what's
good
best for you.
cause.
Yes.
Because I could see how you could go to like the worst case possible in a lot of scenarios, because there are like some people who have, you know, unfortunately dealt with like great loss and even like
Yeah.
with their kids. So it's like, how
Totally.
do you like not go there mentally? Because you're like, I don't want
Yeah.
that to be me, so I
Yeah.
need to go here. So I could, even having experienced that firsthand, like I can see
Uh-huh.
that like fear being
Yeah.
a driver, because you're like,
Yeah.
I am the provider here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
my
it can
responsibility.
totally eat you alive, but you have to kind of, that's when you have to kind of come back to reality in a sense, and that's why having a partner is, I can't imagine people who do this alone, personally.
I was just talking to someone else about that today too.
And
Yeah.
like
I have so much
my
respect for single moms.
so much respect. Like I get frustrated with Mira, or like if I want her to go to sleep and she's just not falling asleep, I'm like, oh my gosh, just go to sleep. And that's when Bryce is like, hey, let me tag in.
Yeah.
Some people don't have that option, or like
Yeah.
you're also the primary worker and like you're everything. And
You're everything.
I can't, I am amazed by you, because I just, unfortunately, raising a kid is not a one person job. It's just not. And the more people you can have in your corner, the better. Like I have so many people who help me, and I'm so thankful and grateful. And so for people who don't feel like that, it makes me sad. It makes my heart break for you. I mean, my heart breaks for people all the time now. I got the book from Barnes and Noble, I'll Love You Forever, I'll Like You for Always.
Oh, stop it.
So I read that book to Mira because my mom used to read it to me, and I literally cried 3 times, 3 nights in a row reading it, and I was like, okay, pull it together.
Yeah.
But it's just thinking of other people's love for their children almost gets me emotional, because I'm so happy that other people get to experience this kind of love.
Yeah.
And I want everyone to feel the way that I get to feel, because it's so fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is really crazy.
That's so cute. Well, at this point, I've met your daughters, which is wild.
Yeah.
When this comes out, I will see
They've
their
nursed
little
from you.
personalities.
I'm just kidding.
Would you
It's
say?
so gross.
They've nursed from you.
Okay. No.
Casey, are we going to swap babies? Or what?
Sure, let's do it.
I cannot. I feel like Mary's actually like,
I saved some of my placenta pills for you in case you want them. So.
No, I don't
Just
want
kidding.
anything to do with your
Gosh.
freaking placenta pills.
JK.
I can't. Anything else crazy going on in your lives?
Okay, so I am going to be doing something this week, and I can talk about it fully because I'm trying to keep a surprise in, which I like keeping surprises in, but I don't want to keep this surprise in for some reason. But I'm doing and you really inspired this, Kiara. I'm doing a fall day with my nieces and my sister.
Oh,
Wait,
so
fun.
So
Tell us
last
about it.
year, my niece and my sister came over just kind of randomly, and we watched fall movies / it might have been before Halloween last year, but fall movies, and we like colored. We literally drew pumpkins, and then we colored each other's pumpkins. Like it was just so
Aw.
basic, and it was super spontaneous. And
You
she
know I love
loved
that.
it. And she loved it. She's 9 now, so she was 8 at the time. She thought it was the most fun day ever, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, okay, then let's do this again." And
That's so cute.
now that I like am a mom, and I'm realizing, and also I'm the youngest child, I realize the significance of making huge impressions on kids and like
Mhm.
making those memories that are like super in their brain, that they're like, yes, and like they can think back on their childhood fondly. And so my
Yeah.
niece, she's 9, her sister next to her is 14, so there's a bit of an age gap. She can kind of tend to, get left behind a little bit, and I get
Yeah.
it. So I always kind of make it a mission for myself to, I don't know, make her have memories that are fun.
Yeah.
So for fall day, it's going to be an all day event, and
Ooh,
it's
can
going to
I
start off.
join?
I know, I want you to
I don't
come.
even know what it's gonna entail, but I want to go.
So we're going to start off with a breakfast casserole in the morning.
Ooh,
And
cute.
I have an espresso machine, so I'm going to make everybody lattes. Maybe an oat milk
Aw.
latte. We'll see. That's
You
for
have
you.
to. They're really good.
And I have a couple movies picked out, and I'm going to let them decide which movie they want to watch.
Cute.
But I wrote a little invitation, and I'm going to read what the invitation says.
Oh.
Okay. It says, "You are cordially invited to the annual Fall Day festivities. This year, Fall Day begins at 10:30 and will end around 4 p.m. And then I wrote in parentheses, it can go as long as you guys want. I just said that. Huh? Breakfast will be provided, as well as an afternoon snack and dessert. Attire is fall, cozy, casual. Must wear at least one item that is orange, yellow, or red, and your coziest pair of socks." And I also gave them a list of things that they need to bring, but they have no idea really what's going on with the day at all. So they are required to bring 1 medium pumpkin, a baguette, sliced meats like dry salami, different things like that. The goal is to confuse them with the list. So if this is
Yeah,
confusing you,
because
then good.
I'm confused.
Cinnamon sticks, whole cloves, Elmer's glue, and a great attitude.
Love it.
Okay.
Gotta
So
throw
then
in
I
the
ended on
attitude.
a little like kitschy, cute thing. Expect an exciting day exciting day planned full of crafts, snacks, and movie time chillax. I felt really proud of that line.
Nice.
That is cute.
Very Casey.
So I might be a little bit too ambitious for this day, because I was looking up so many ideas and I got so excited, and I started planning like 6 different kind of events. So we'll see how well they turned out, but I'll take pictures of the full thing and we'll post them when this comes out.
Please.
So we're gonna start off with the breakfast casserole in the morning. Yes, and I'm making coffees for everybody, and then I want to try and make pumpkin cinnamon and sugar pretzels. So like the ones that you
Okay.
roll
Like
out.
the
Sounds
soft
amazing.
pretzels.
Yeah, soft pretzels.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. We'll see how that goes. But I'm so pumped about this, you guys. We are going to have apple cider, and it's going to be sitting in a crock pot like all morning. So the smell is going to be super fall-y. That's where the cinnamon sticks and the whole cloves come in. And then here is where the medium-sized pumpkin and the baguette come in. We are going to do fondue in a pumpkin.
Ooh.
Okay.
So we're going to cut the pumpkin, top off, gut it, all that stuff. We're going to roast the pumpkin, and then we're going to have a bunch of different cheeses, and we're going to make a little fondue, and then the baguette will be,
so
and
cute.
the meats will be for the fondue in a pumpkin, which I think is just
Yeah.
so fun. I saw it,
That's
and I was
so
like,
fun.
fondue itself, so much fun.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
But fondue in a pumpkin? Like, are you kidding me? And I'm just trying to think, like, as a 9-year-old, what is going to, like, stick in the brain,
Yeah.
and be super fun.
I think that will do it.
That's what I'm hoping. And then I have a craft, and that's why we need the Elmer's glue.
Yeah.
That's planned. But I'm really excited about it, and I really try to like tap into like what would Kiara do? What would Kiara do?
Honestly, I'm pretty impressed because
thank
I've never
you.
done that before. But
I mean, I
you
don't know
know
how it's
I
gonna
love a
go.
fall
I
day.
literally don't know how it's gonna go. So it'll be
Please.
fascinating, but I'm
Please
gonna
let me know.
document, and so you'll have all the pictures and everything. But I'm super excited, and I have like a whole like notes of like everything that
fun.
I'm doing for the day for myself, so that I don't forget. But I have
It's this Friday or what day is it?
it's on your birthday, so we'll be thinking of you.
Even
oh my gosh,
better.
they're celebrating your birthday.
It's an homage to me and
We
my love
are.
of fall.
I picked out 3 different movies, and we might not watch them, but they're Casper, the Friendly Ghost,
Oh yeah.
Love that.
or a 1939 version of Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase, which I think
Okay.
is just kind of fun. I don't know. And then Twitches.
Twitches.
I kind of hope they choose Twitches.
Oh,
I know.
Have
Kinda
they seen
spooky, kind of
Twitches?
scary.
I don't
Do you
think,
think
has
they've seen
anyone
it?
seen Twitches who's not from like our era. Probably
Okay.
not.
Yeah, true.
So
Wait,
anyway.
Case, that sounds so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're such a good aunt.
I'm jealous. I want to come.
No, seriously, same.
I know. I'm like planning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go to this. I'm like, I'm doing this. Like,
Aw.
So,
See,
I'm-
planning fall things
I
is
know.
fun.
So I'm
And
just
events in
saying
general.
You inspired me, and
Because I will say, if you have something fun that like you yourself wants to do, and then you can hype that up and get everybody on
Yeah.
board, I think
Mhm.
that's the key. You have to be. You
You
can't
should
put
be
on an
excited.
event if you're like, I don't know if I even like this. But if you're interested, and at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if no one else likes it, and you're like, but I had fun, that's the key. But then you try to get everybody loving it, making the memories, doing all the things. You gotta
Yeah.
reel them in little by little.
Yep.
So that
Yep.
sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and my niece. So all 3 of my nieces that live out here are coming.
Fun.
My niece actually took the day off from work so that she could come. I know.
Stop.
And I'm super pumped because we're all going to a volleyball game the day before, Oregon versus Nebraska. So this is
Cool.
it's just like a fun like 2-day kind of event.
Yeah.
And
Please document. Okay.
I will. And
The
also
fondue, the
remind me
fits.
too. The fits.
'Kay.
It'll probably be like sweatpants and like a sweater, but still fun.
Didn't
that
you
we
tell
have
her
a
to
theme.
wear a
I did.
color? Or
I
okay.
did.
Of course.
But yeah. Anyway,
Little
that was
fall
you're my inspiration for that.
day.
And so if
Thank
it goes
you.
well, and maybe we'll do a Christmas day too, which could be super fun.
Well, you have to. I would be so excited to see what you would do. A fondue in a
A pumpkin.
And a pumpkin.
well, no. I'm just thinking
for Christmas, fondue
what would you do?
in a pine tree.
Ooh, in Santa's belly.
Fondue in
Ew.
tiny little hollowed out cranberries.
Yes.
Ooh, wait. What is
Yeah.
the Elmer's glue for? Did you say that?
So it's a craft.
Yeah.
So
what
you're gonna
craft
put Elmer's glue, and you're gonna make a shape of whatever you want. So there's like a leaf, a pumpkin, whatever.
though? Okay.
And then you immediately put salt on top of it all over,
Mm.
and then you paint it, and then it like kind of dissolves and like I don't know. It looked cool on Pinterest, but who knows? It might
Fun.
not
Honestly.
work out.
I love that.
You'll
all
never
of
know unless you
this-
do it.
I know. So all of it will be documented, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I love it.
Little fall day, annual fall day, first
Annual fall day.
First annual.
Yeah, first annual like real like organized.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and they're all excited about it, so then that makes me like, okay, then I can't mess this up. So I'm
I
just gonna like
know.
pretend that I have it
The
all under
pressure's on a
control,
little bit.
even though I'm gonna probably be sweating. Yeah. So anyway,
That sounds amazing, Case.
thank you. I'm excited.
It's a fun little update. Well, update for me. I am running a marathon.
Shut your
next-
mouth. No,
just
you're
kidding.
not.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Kiara.
You're the worst. I was like,
Like,
no,
I-
you're not. I was gonna try and talk you off the
runner?
ledge. What the heck? That was-
Imagine. I'm glad I got both of you because I
Yeah.
didn't know if I could.
I was like,
when?
okay, maybe you changed a lot more than I thought you did.
Right. Maybe I'm a completely different person. Nope. I can confidently say most likely 90% will never do that.
Didn't you run a half marathon, Mare?
I
Or did-
trained for one. I got up to 8 miles and then said, I think I'm good.
Oh, yeah.
perfect.
Honestly fair.
I was tired of waking up early
yeah.
Yeah.
because it was in the summer, and so you'd have to get up at like 5
Because it's so hot, otherwise
because
you
it's so hot. And I
die.
was like, you know what? That's the thing they don't tell you about running is like the farther you go, the longer it takes. So I was going on runs for like an hour, and I was like, I just don't feel like I have time for this. I think 8 miles, that's longer than I ever thought I would run. I'm good.
Honestly, the fact that you could
honestly
do that all
valid.
at once, like, I'm so impressed with you right
Totally.
now.
Thank you. I could not do it now. I mean, never say never, but
I honestly
I'm
don't
gonna
even
say
know if I could
never.
run
I'm not
I
doing
need some
that.
pelvic floor work before I do that again.
Please.
But anyways,
Oh, man.
Honestly, if somebody was like, you have to run 1 mile or else like all humanity will be wiped out, I buy humanity. I don't
Yeah.
even think I can.
bye bye.
I mean, I think I maybe could, but
I'd give
like
it my best.
I'd give it my best. Agreed. And I just know at half a mile I will be thinking it's a mile, and then I will look and be
Yeah.
like, I have this double.
Yeah.
I
I
can't-
think
I
that's the
can't.
problem when wanting to get into running. You
The
underestimate
getting into it is so hard.
how long it is, and then you
I
don't
do
want to do
miss
it.
that feeling of like going. Because I remember running and being like, my body is amazing. Like I'm like,
Mm,
my body has
Mm.
carried me this far, and like I feel good, you know.
mhm.
But it's the getting to that point that just absolutely sucks absolute booty. That
Mhm.
it's almost not worth it to me to get to that point.
No.
Yeah,
Because
well,
you
it
have
I
to
takes
hear
so
you.
much
keep
work,
running
so
to
much
keep
discipline.
that point.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's so mental for me. Like I'm very much the person who's like, I can just stop and walk right now.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
why
And then
wouldn't
I
I
do.
just stop and walk? And so
Yeah.
yeah, of course. So I do. So the whole time I'm like fighting with myself. Like and I listened to a podcast once and they were like, if you think that, you're running too fast. Like just slow down. Okay, well I'm
Oh.
basically walking at this
Yeah,
point.
so then I might as well
Like
just
I'm running
walk.
like a 12-minute mile. Like I
Mm.
should just walk.
I think
What I
when I was like in the throes of athletics, I was definitely of a different mentality
Mm.
than I am right now. And that's kind of the crazy thing about it too, is that it can go in such. I mean, like
Hmm.
Bryce ran.
Explain that.
in
What was your
college.
mentality?
I wanted to beat everyone at everything and
Mm.
everything that I did.
Mm.
Which
you
I
still not like
that? I do to
I
an
was gonna
extent,
say.
but I'm less willing to put in the work now than I was at the
Mm.
time.
There are more important things.
There's more important things.
Yeah.
I definitely probably could have been convinced at some point to run like a half marathon. I don't think I ever would have run a full.
Oh no.
Not my
Full-
journey. I ran a 5K once and I was like, "Oh, that wasn't that bad." But
Yeah.
I
Same.
also didn't finish it and go, "Oh my gosh.
My
Where
life
have
has
I
changed.
where have I
Yeah.
been this whole time?"
Mm.
I'm
So,
awake. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I don't feel like this is really changing my life or it's affecting me positively, I'm not probably going to do it.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. But hey, if you do, keep it up.
Great.
I'm proud of you.
Awesome.
If you're running in the New York Marathon right now, let us know.
Right now,
Because
if you're listening to this,
If you're listening right now
shout
on
out.
the run, please
Or
let
if
us
you're
know.
just like running in general and we're keep it up.
Or if you're just like driving to scooters to get a little treat. Good job.
My thing is,
You know?
I feel like I basically run, like, and I burn the calories of running when I walk in cowboy boots for miles. And I feel like it
You're
does the
right.
same thing.
You're right.
Like, as runner's high, I get the walker's high when I walk. Like, I have a purpose in mind, and then I walk, and I'm like, example, I guess it was last night, I went to a Clemson game, which is like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
And the lot that we parked at was probably a mile and a half from the stadium.
Of
And you
course.
know, walking there, you're like la la la, kind. It feels far, but you're just like vibing. At the end, and you're just like, I just want to be at the car. So you're kind of like running, walking, because you're like, let's just get this over
Get
with.
to the car.
But then at the same time, you look down, you're like, oh, I burned like 600 calories in, just in a mile and a half walking back to my car. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
even think that you would burn off that much money. Money, please.
That much money.
That much money. Just because like obviously when you're running it's going to take shorter time. So I think it kind of equals it out is my
I get
theory.
it. I get
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah.
I actually
Interesting.
would walk a lot when I was pregnant. Like
Really?
before she was born. I went on walks probably every day for solid mile and a half.
It's so good for you.
It
Mhm.
is, and I probably should do it again. I think just getting out the door is so hard.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Yeah.
it's so hard, but then once you're doing it, you're like, wow, I feel so good.
We were gifted a really nice stroller from someone, and so we have utilized that puppy a lot. We've probably this summer we tried to go every day, and we went. I would say, 9 out of 10 days we were outside on a walk if it was
Oh,
nice
wow.
out.
Why
Which
not
was-
6 out of 7?
Well, because it was more than that. Sometimes there were weeks that we went every day,
Mm.
especially when we were doing 75 kind of hard,
Oh
Softish.
yeah.
and then it was like we were
Softish.
doing softish. It was like 30 hard, I'll say.
75 medium.
We did a solid month of sticking with it, and then I was like, you know what? I just had a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, walking very good for you. I'm gonna hard segue
Sure.
Okay.
into. I just have over the last week written down some random thoughts that have come to my head, and I would love to share them.
Tell
Oh,
'em.
with you.
please.
Okay.
Tell 'em.
So, across the street from where we live
Mhm.
is another house, one of our neighbors. She is a Mary Kay consultant, and she's so good
Ooh,
that she
hot
drives
take.
a pink Cadillac.
Don't get me started on Mary Kay, you guys.
Okay.
Don't get me started.
And so, pink Cadillac, you can spot it a mile away, right?
Of course.
I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
it. I was on a walk the other day with Lainey, and I saw it parked at another person's house, and I was like, "Oh, I bet she's doing a Mary Kay party." And then I had the thought, I think, you know how there's like a sex offender list,
Mm-hmm.
like a map
okay.
of where they live.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There should be that for people who are in an MLM.
My hands over my mouth.
That's actually incredible.
You know what I mean? So that you can like avoid those routes, or you can avoid those.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
That's actually really funny.
That was just a random thought that I had the other day that
That's
I thought
actually
was a
really
really
funny.
good idea. I
MLM
think,
tracker.
yeah, I'm
.io.
actually. What's that? Petition website, change.org. I'm gonna put a petition on change.org for everyone to
should.
sign.
You should.
Okay.
That's funny, Mare.
In the same breath with that, to just piggyback,
Mm-hmm.
can your story not be so long?
So
Of like getting into an MLM or
it's
what?
really hard to tap through your story when you have 50 slides
yeah.
because you
Like,
just,
I'm just gonna swipe past it, but then it comes
Yeah.
back up later.
and then it comes back up. I don't want the notification
because it knows that you went so fast through them.
Well, and what sucks is I think they look and see who clicked through all of those,
I
and
know.
they message those people.
Mhm.
Oh.
I've been messaged.
Yeah, messaged.
I've been messaged.
I have been messaged, and I. How
If
do
you are a
politely tell
fitness
somebody to
MLM,
screw off?
Totally. If you're a fitness
Please.
MLM person, do not DM me after I have a baby and say, "Hey, mama, I know how hard it is getting back
Oh
into shape."
no.
Get out.
That's
Get out.
also no.
Rude.
No on so
Rude.
many levels.
I will say that did not happen to me. That happened to one of my best friends who had a baby.
Mm.
Not Casey, another friend.
No,
Sorry.
it wasn't me. If it was me, I would have already complained about it.
We
on
would
here.
have talked about it on here. But that
Ugh.
is just, there's no way I'm buying anything from you if that's how you
No.
phrase it. Are you
I-
joking?
Actually, you're gonna sue them.
Yeah.
For defamation.
Like I understand. I understand
private defamation,
the
too.
Yeah.
allure of wanting to like work from home and like have your own income, and like honestly, I'm happy for you. Can you just
It's
leave
not
me out
worth-
of it? Just
It's
leave
not
me
worth
out of it.
the annoying online presence to do it. It just
Mm-mm.
isn't.
Actually, this is a part 3 of things we don't because things I don't understand. Genuinely MLMs because like I get it, but I don't get it. But how many times right after college did we get like a "Hey girl, blah blah blah
Ugh,
blah"? I haven't talked to you in
yes,
forever, and it's always the
yes.
same phrase, the same messaging, and I'm like,
half of the messages I
we
get on my
not?
birthday are from people that I'm Facebook friends with that I don't really know who sell like Plexus or something like that.
yeah,
Like, happy birthday, Meredith. What are you doing for your birthday?
Don't talk
Never
to
answer.
me.
they're trying to
Never
reel you
answer.
in.
Avoiding you is what I'm trying to do.
Avoiding you. Absolutely.
I went to a Mary Kay party once, you guys, and this is why I said
So
don't
did
get me
I.
started, but I'm getting started. And honestly, it was fun because it wasn't her that made it fun. It was the people I was with. I was with Allie and I was with my cousin Savannah.
Oh, fun.
And we didn't know that it was a Mary Kay party. It got advertised in a drawing to win a free facial. I was like, of course I want to win a free
Oh,
facial.
duh.
There
Yeah.
was no Mary Kay branding on it, you guys, and that's how they freaking get you.
Scam.
To this day, this lady still calls me.
No.
She's had multiple
Oh.
numbers. I have blocked different
She has
numbers.
multiple
She's-
numbers?
sh-
That's
I don't
psycho.
know if she changes her phone number. I don't know.
That's insane.
Don't like that.
She will leave the longest voicemails. And you guys, the craziest thing is she doesn't even sell Mary Kay anymore. She's a real estate agent, and now she just won't stop reaching out to me.
Is she a
Hate
pink Cadillac
that.
girl?
I don't.
Yeah,
think
she have a pink
so.
Cadillac.
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh, that's
But
insane.
she still calls me. She calls my cousin, and will like screenshot the voicemails that she sends us, which are so long. Like, oh my gosh, hi! I know it's like so good to hear from you, or like to like call
What?
you, and like all these things, and I'm like, go away! I'm not answering
Leave
on
me
purpose.
I don't even know
alone.
you.
If
I
I,
don't know
wanted
you.
to answer the phone, I would.
Yeah.
And now I've blocked her number, and any other number it says Mary Kay do not answer. So,
Good.
ugh.
I hate that.
I'm in full support of that MLM. blocker.
Yes. Another random note I had. I want to know. I have a name for it, but I've heard recently someone else say a different name for it. So I want to hear what you guys say.
'Kay.
What do you call it when you mix? Well, this is gonna be hard. When you mix, what's the most common spice you have in your spice rack? You use it. You're gonna use it, Casey,
Salt.
with
Mhm.
your. That would be the most common one.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Besides salt and
Um,
pepper, we'll say
Besides
Oh,
salt and pepper, you're gonna use it in your apple cider. It starts with a C.
cinnamon.
Cinnamon, right? When you mix that with sugar, what do you call that?
Cinnamon
Brown
sugar.
sugar? Oh, I'm crying.
Oh, so
Cinnamon
not
sugar?
brown sugar. That's not what brown sugar
My
is.
brain's not
So-
working right now. Cinnamon sugar. Final answer.
Okay, that's what we call it too. I've recently heard it referred to as sugar cinnamon,
That's so wrong.
and it makes me
Interesting.
want to crawl out of my skin.
That's not right.
I'm gonna fully expose it. It's Noah's family. They say sugar cinnamon.
That's wrong.
Really?
And it's
Noah, you're
wrong.
psycho.
not
I
correct.
know. I know.
Wait, who allowed that delusion to continue?
I don't know. That's what his mom says that, and that's what they all say. They call it sugar cinnamon.
sugar cinnamon.
Can't you just feel
Cinnamon
the
sugar.
cadence not working?
Right. Cinnamon
Correct.
sugar is so easy. It rolls off the
And
tongue.
it
It
just
bounces
feels
off the
so
tongue, if you will.
good.
Sugar cinnamon. Bad.
No.
The amount
no.
of cinnamon and sugar pieces of toast I had in the car on the way to school.
Oh,
Do you want cinnamon and sugar or a bowl of cereal? Oh man, how
do you want sugar
takes me
cinnamon?
back.
I kind of want some of that
No,
right now.
that's not right. Oh, that's too bad. I can't believe you're
It is
just not
bad.
telling us about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also a song out, I think, from Lainey, and it's called. Oh, actually, I think it's called Sugar and Cinnamon. The more I think about it.
Really?
Well, it should be cinnamon and sugar.
I know. Now I'm like, they're even wrong.
Can you just
Yeah.
make sure that your Lainey doesn't say it the wrong
She
way?
will never. She will say
Okay.
cinnamon sugar.
Good.
Yes.
Just making sure.
The last random thought that I had was just a memory from the 2000s. Was there
Oh.
ever an issue at your school of girls painting their nails with whiteout? And then they were like either
yes!
eating it or like sniffing it, and like it was like a
Oh.
thing. Like whiteout was like banned.
Oh.
Could you like get high from it or something?
Yeah. Do you guys remember that? I feel like that, and it was like on the
I-
news, like do
The
not
whiteout
let
on
your
the nail.
anyone
sounds
use
familiar.
whiteout on their nails because it's so bad.
I definitely used some whiteout to color my nails because I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to paint my nails until I was like 12.
Yeah.
So I did it at school, and then you could like quick wipe it off.
Yeah.
But I don't remember sniffing it. We sniffed Sharpies.
Oh my gosh.
No, I feel like that's worse. I hate to admit.
Yeah,
Oh my
like
gosh.
Sharpies was totally a thing. Like you'd like, I didn't really do it. Like I did it like we'd like smell a Sharpie or whatever. As a
Yeah,
joke.
you weren't
But
like getting high.
Kids would like write Sharpie like really intense like on a folder or something, and then like
Uh-huh.
put their head down and like just sniff it and like smell it.
That feels like a Nathan thing.
I'm crying.
Was it Nathan?
I don't think so. Maybe, I don't know.
Also,
But-
not them trying to hide it. They're like Sharpie and then like
I know.
trying to hide the fact that they're actually sniffing it.
But I
Snorting
actually,
Sharpie.
you guys,
Yeah.
I heard something so disturbing. So my friend, she grew up in California, and she went to like massive school in California, and she said a huge problem in their school, and this is kind of a little bit of a trigger warning. People would soak tampons in
Stop.
alcohol.
Excuse me?
And that's how they were getting drunk.
They would actually stick it up their rectum. Because that's
Oh.
you can get drunk really fast that way, apparently. And she told me like kids would do that.
Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Oh, please.
Or like, people
Please.
would put something in their hoodie, and they would put their hoodies on backwards, and then they'd put their hood up, and like have the hood in front of them so that they could smell it there, and then they would get high.
Oh
Like
my
California is a
gosh.
wild place.
California's crazy.
No, California's wild.
Wow.
No, I've never heard of that in my life.
That's insane. Actually, well, I've heard of on New Girl they talk about butt drinking as like a joke
Mm,
because like Cece's model friends do that because then you don't consume the calories.
right.
But I guess that's how you would
Yep.
do it.
Isn't that
Interesting.
fascinating?
Yeah.
No, it is.
Mhm. She told
And
me
I
that, and
kinda
I
wish I
about
could-
gagged.
I wish I could go back in time and not have that ingrained.
I guess you
Yeah,
really wouldn't
sorry.
want to use like peppermint schnapps or like Fireball or something. It would have to be like straight up like vodka.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh
Gosh.
gosh.
Use Rumplemans.
Oh my
Can
word.
you imagine a
Jaeger.
peppermint patty up there? Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yuck.
That's funny.
Anyway, well, thank you
Anyway,
for
Those were
bringing
all.
that
Those are my random
flashback back
thoughts.
to me.
Yes, you're all
Yeah.
welcome.
That was
I just have
awesome.
constant random thoughts, so I didn't come with one specific, but just know almost 90% of my thoughts are, I think, would be good topics to talk about on the podcast because I'm like, this is funny. And then the more I think about it, I'm
All
like,
my
they would just think
topics-
it's stupid.
All my thoughts are good topics.
Okay, well.
I've actually never thought of anything that hasn't been worth telling other people about. Everything I always say
That's what
is
every
worth
5-year-old thinks.
No
I
kidding.
am secretly a 5-year-old in a 29-year-old body.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. Okay, Mare,
29.
bring down the mood.
All right. We're gonna go through some commonly misheard song lyrics.
Oh, I love that.
How
Oh,
does that
that's
sound?
cool.
Okay. So the first one that we're gonna do is kind of a classic. I'm gonna say the incorrect lyric. I want you to say what the real lyric is. Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be
It's
me.
gonna be me.
Justin
Yes, that's a
Timberlake.
classic because
That's
it's
We
fine.
know
the
that.
that's NSYNC. Yep, it's
Yeah.
gonna be me. Okay. Here's the next one. Here's the misheard line.
Okay.
Feel the beat on the tangerine.
Tambourine, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Feel the
Boom.
beat on the tangerine. Oh,
Really?
Yeah, yeah, that's
The
one. It should be tambourine though. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna fully submit to you guys that I did not know what that word was at all.
Okay.
That's okay. You're not the only one.
I just kind of make up the noises. If I don't know the words, I just say noises. Make
Yeah.
noises that sound like what the word sounds like. If I don't know the words.
True.
This next one is really funny.
Okay.
It doesn't make a difference if we're naked or not.
That's a funny one.
What
If
do
we-
you know what it's supposed to be?
If we make it or
Make it,
not.
If we make it or
oh,
not.
that's
Yeah.
funny. That's
From
I've
Living
never
on a
thought about
Prayer,
that.
Bon
Yeah.
Jovi.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's funny.
If we're naked or not.
Okay, a couple more. Let me
Mhm.
see. I've got heels, they're made of plywood.
That one's not real.
That
I
one
got
can't be
chills. They're
real.
multiplying.
They're multiplying.
No
made
way.
of plywood?
Yeah,
No.
that's so funny.
Okay,
that has to be
person's
fake.
just psycho.
The classic one is
Yeah.
like boots and boobs. I feel like they're just there's like so many songs that I feel like I've heard people thinking it was like one or the other, and then
Yeah.
like it's actually flipped depending on what
Ooh,
kind of
you
song.
know the Pussycat Dolls? You know the Pussycat Dolls when I want to be groupies. When I grow up, I want to be a star. I want to be famous. I want to have
Oh,
groupies. And
Is
as
it
kids, we were all like,
groupies?
boobies. They say
Okay.
they're saying boobies. I remember because I didn't know what a groupie was, so of course it had to
No.
be boobies.
Had to be boobies.
Plus, that's way
I want
funnier.
to know what's the one that I don't know is the Benny and the Jets. It got electric. Is it boobs? Designer shoes.
Oh, that's another one.
I'm gonna look it up.
Electric boots.
That's what it is. I
Is
don't
it
think I know
boots
that
or
one.
boobs?
I'm gonna think.
She
that
thinks it's boots.
yeah.
Oh, it's boots. She's got electric boots, a mohair suit. I don't know what that is. You
Me
know, I
either.
read it in a magazine. Okay, this one's funny. This one's from Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
Saving his life from this warm sausage tea.
From his monstrosity.
Yeah, spare him
Oh.
his life from,
From this,
this monstrosity.
That's funny.
That one I actually didn't know the original.
That one's funny.
I
love
can
that
hear the song, but
Ding,
it
ding, 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 ding.
has so many lyrics.
Oh, do you remember? Okay, sorry. Sidebar. We did a lip sync battle at Heston. And what's her face did the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Who?
Mary. I mean, not Mary. Please, Molly.
No, it was that
Oh, was
one
it Molly?
girl. She's a little
Anna.
different.
Oh.
A little out
Yeah.
there.
I
Come
had
on,
classes
Mare.
with her.
Yes.
100%. I do. I 100. Can we bleep
Haley.
out the name? Can I say it and you take
Say
it out?
it. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
She had autism.
Yes.
She had autism, but I remember it wasn't diagnosed, and Hannah Hostetter was like freaking out about it. She's like, she does not understand. She's not going to get the support she needs in school if she does not get a diagnosis. And I was like, Hannah,
That's
it's
so
not your problem to
funny.
worry about it.
That's
It's
so
like,
funny.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
she went up there, and when you watch people lip sync, like it's pretty funny. Unless the song never ends, then it's just uncomfortable, and you're literally just watching somebody sing a song, basically, but they're
Right.
not actually singing it.
Right.
I remember at first I was like, oh, that's really like good for her. She knows all the words because in the beginning there's a lot of words, but there's also like 5 different parts going at the same time.
No,
So
there
she's
is.
yeah.
she's like lip
Well, and there's a
syncing.
lot of instrumentals too. What is she doing during that?
She pretended to do the instrumental. Remember, she'd like pretend to play the
Oh.
piano or like. It's a long song to lip sync. Let's just say that. So if you're ever in a lip sync
Yeah.
battle,
choose that one.
don't choose Bohemian Rhapsody.
Not by yourself, anyways.
No.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Okay.
I was in that actually?
Yeah, you did
Quick
Megan
note.
Trainor song.
Yep.
You did.
It was my name is no. My
sign is no.
no.
Yeah. Do you
Yep.
remember that, Meredith?
I don't remember this night. Was
I'm
it
pretty
in
sure-
the nest?
Yeah, it was in
It
the
was in
nest.
the
You were
nest.
working.
Oh.
It might have
Okay.
been.
I think you were working. Yeah, but you did that. I remember. You're like, yeah, we're gonna do a song. I was like, oh, really? And you were
I
like,
know.
yeah. And I was like, okay, have so much fun.
Yep. That's exactly how it
Was
went.
it just
okay.
you?
Love that for you.
No.
No, it was like me. It was like 4 of us. I think.
Okay.
Kaufman.
I think
What's
it
her
was Emily
name?
Kaufman.
Emily Kaufman. She did it with a group
I
of
can't
people that
remember.
like we didn't ever hang out with.
Yeah. Even for me, it was pretty random.
Yeah.
The
But Kiara was a
combinations.
yes girl.
She
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, that's true. Couldn't say no.
Okay, I have one more.
'Kay.
Okay.
This one's from Royals. You can call me Green Bean.
That's funny.
You can call me Queen Bee.
I
Oh,
like
that song changed my
That's
life.
funny.
That song was so good.
That song was
was
so
so
good.
good.
I
Aw.
kind of missed that era.
And remember when
To
we
be
all found out
honest.
she was 14 and we all freaked out?
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
I actually
that's
kind of forgot she
insane.
was that
I did
young.
forget about that.
Yeah,
That's
she was so
insane.
young, and then I was like, okay, it can still happen. It can still
can
happen for
still
me.
happen.
Casey's like, I'm waiting for my big break.
What was
Please.
I like a freshman or a sophomore when that song came out? Something like that.
I think it was I want to say sophomore
Mhm.
year.
I
It was
sophomore
dating,
year sounds right
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, such a good song.
So good.
Such a
So
good
good.
song.
Great.
Well, thanks for the blast from the past.
I
for some
know.
of those, Mare.
Of course.
Appreciate that.
Those are fun.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in and listening. We have new
Yes.
episodes out every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us
Mhm.
on Instagram. I almost said Snapchat. We do not have Snapchat stories.
please don't follow us on Snapchat. Actually,
What did I say?
No,
oh, Twitter.
Please, I'm
I said
trying to
last
actually
time.
keep my circle
Yeah.
really closed on
I know, I
Snapchat.
know.
Thank you. though.
Yeah.
pretty much
Respect.
we're
I've
on
actually
TikTok
been
and
kind of
Instagram.
into posting on my Snapchat stories lately.
You have.
Oh, good for
I've
you.
noticed.
I've been trying to just do it and not care what people think.
Oh, good. I'm
That's
proud
good.
of you.
I think
And
you
it's a fun
should.
time to go through and be like, oh, I haven't talked to you in 12 years.
Yep.
Delete, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Mhm.
So if I
Mhm.
delete
Take
you
'em
on
off the
Snapchat, sorry.
roster.
Yep.
Don't take it personally.
Long story short.
Take me off the roster.
Take me off the roster. No, we just appreciate you guys listening week after week. We're going to be back next Wednesday with another fun
Yes.
episode.
Of us together.
And yeah, we're going to be in
Word.
person. So things to look
Make sure
forward
that
to.
you're watching our Instagram stories this week, and we'll probably be posting some things of us all
Yeah.
together. So interact with us. We want to talk to you guys. So let us know what you want us to do. I don't know. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
do something crazy.
If you're
Yeah.
if you have places in Denver for us to stop by, let us know.
Shoot us
That'd
a
be so
DM.
fun.
We'd love to chat with you.
We'd love.
Or you can email
We'd
us at
love
itsbeenforeverpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Also an option.
Yes.
Also a good option.
Great.
Well, we'll see you next Wednesday, guys.
We will.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye. Boy.